I've done a lot of research and reading on the topic of demons and demonology, and one thing I've noticed is that the subject is rarely preached. Why is it that a topic Jesus addressed multiple times in his ministry is so often avoided in modern pulpits? It's quite strange, don't you think? Demons are mentioned numerous times throughout the Bible. The Old Testament refers to them directly as demons 3 times, evil spirits 8 times, or sometimes as princes, as seen in Daniel chapter 10. The New Testament mentions demons drastically and considerably more times, calling them either demons, daimonian, or evil spirits. To fully understand the history and evolution of demons, we must start from the beginning, the origin of demons. Honestly, there is some debate regarding the exact origin of demons. The Bible does not provide a comprehensive history of their origin. Therefore, I will present several theories about the origin of demons and allow you to reach your own conclusion. Theory 1. They are fallen angels. Many biblical scholars hold the belief that demons are actually fallen angels. This belief stems from the narrative that Satan, who was originally the angel Lucifer, rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven. According to this account, 1/3 of the heavenly host joined Lucifer in his rebellion. Consequently, these fallen angels are now identified as demons. The Bible, specifically in Matthew chapter 25, verse 41, supports this view. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. The use of the possessive term his by Jesus indicates that these angels are indeed associated with Satan. This verse suggests that hell was created as a place of punishment for Satan and his followers, the fallen angels. Some scholars, however, dispute the idea that demons are fallen angels by pointing to passages such as 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4 and Jude chapter 1 verse 6, which refer to a specific group of fallen angels who are bound in chains. These verses state, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4, For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but cast them into hell and committed them to chains of gloomy darkness to be kept until the judgment. And Jude chapter 1 verse 6. And the angels who did not stay within their own position of authority, but left their proper dwelling, he has kept in eternal chains under gloomy darkness until the judgment of the great day. These passages imply that some fallen angels are already restrained and awaiting final judgment. However, it is evident that not all fallen angels are bound. Satan, the leader of the rebellion, remains free and active in the world. This raises a significant question. Why would God imprison some of the fallen angels while allowing the chief instigator of the rebellion to remain at large? The fact that Satan is still free to exert influence suggests that not all fallen angels share the same fate. Some might argue that Satan's continued freedom serves a purpose within the divine plan, possibly to test and strengthen the faith of believers. In summary, the identification of demons as fallen angels is supported by biblical texts and the interpretation of various scholars. While there is debate based on certain scriptures that indicate some fallen angels are bound, the overall narrative suggests a distinction between different groups of fallen angels, with Satan and some of his followers remaining unchained. Many scholars believe that demons are fallen angels who fell with Lucifer during his fall. Theory 2. They are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim spirits that we destroyed during Noah's flood in the book of Genesis. One prevalent alternative explanation for the origin of demons is that they are the disembodied souls of the Nephilim mentioned in Genesis 6. According to this theory, when the Nephilim were destroyed in the flood, their souls did not perish, but instead became the demons. This view suggests a transformation from physical giants to spiritual entities causing harm. While the Bible does not explicitly detail what happened to the souls of the Nephilim after their destruction, proponents of this theory argue that these souls had to go somewhere. The idea is that their wicked nature persisted beyond their physical death, thus finding a new form as demons. However, there are significant theological challenges to this theory. For instance, it seems inconsistent with the nature of God's judgment. If God went to the extent of wiping out the Nephilim with the flood due to their immense wickedness, it seems unlikely that he would then permit their souls to continue existing as malevolent entities, causing even greater evil in the world. Furthermore, this theory is not universally accepted among scholars and theologians. Many point out that the Bible provides limited information about the fate of the Nephilim souls, leaving room for various interpretations. Some believe that the Nephilim, as beings resulting from the union of the sons of God and human women, were entirely annihilated in the flood, body and soul. Others suggest that their souls might have been confined or judged in a manner that prevents them from continuing their malevolent activities. The hypothesis that demons originated from the Nephilim's disembodied souls is intriguing and offers a way to connect various scriptural references. However, it is important to consider that this is but one of several theories. Without definitive biblical evidence, the origin of demons remains a subject of speculation and debate. These two theories are the most commonly accepted, with the fallen angel theory being the most prevalent. However, there are also some more fringe theories that some people hold, including pre-Adamic race. Some propose that demons originated from a pre-Adamic race of beings that existed before the creation of Adam and Eve. This theory is less common and is based on speculative interpretations of certain biblical passages, such as those suggesting a gap between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. Chapter 2. The life and ministry of the Lord Jesus Christ. This may seem like an unusual statement, but we can learn a lot from demons. Throughout the ministry of the Lord Jesus Christ, demons feared him and trembled in his presence. Wherever Jesus went, there were encounters with demon spirits. During his ministry, Jesus encountered several individuals possessed by demons, showcasing his divine authority and compassion. Among the most notable examples is the encounter with the Gerasene demoniac. In the region of the Gerasenes, Jesus met a man tormented by a legion of demons. The term legion is significant because it refers to a Roman military unit that could consist of anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 soldiers. This indicates that the man could have been possessed by thousands of demons, emphasizing the severity of his torment. These demons, recognizing Jesus, begged him not to torment them before their time. In a dramatic display of power, Jesus cast the demons out, allowing them to enter a herd of pigs, which subsequently rushed into a lake and drowned. This encounter highlights the astonishing fact that a single person can be possessed by such a vast number of demons, illustrating both the intense suffering of the possessed individual and the immense power of Jesus to deliver him. Another significant encounter involved the daughter of a Canaanite woman. Despite cultural and religious barriers, the desperate mother approached Jesus, pleading for her daughter's deliverance. The demon within the girl had caused great suffering, but Jesus, moved by the woman's faith, cast the demon out, healing her completely. In another instance, a boy possessed by an evil spirit was brought to Jesus after his disciples failed to expel the demon. The spirit caused the boy to convulse and suffer greatly. Jesus, demonstrating his superior authority, rebuked the demon and healed the boy instantly. Mary Magdalene's encounter with Jesus is also significant. She had been possessed by 7 demons, which left her in a state of utter despair. Jesus cast out these demons, transforming her life and making her one of his most devoted followers. In each case, the demon-possessed individuals were in a state of suffering and despair until they met Jesus. The demons, recognizing Jesus' authority, often reacted with fear and submission, ultimately being expelled and allowing their victims to experience freedom and healing. Chapter 3. Demons throughout the centuries. Early Christian era, 1st to 5th century. In the early Christian era, demons were widely believed to be real, malevolent spirits that could possess individuals, cause illness, and lead people away from God. This belief was heavily influenced by Jewish traditions and reinforced by the New Testament accounts of Jesus and his disciples casting out demons. St. Augustine, a prominent early Christian theologian, described demons as malevolent beings aiming to lead humans away from God. In The City of God, he argued that demons were fallen angels who deceived humanity. Augustine associated these demons with Roman pagan gods, suggesting that pagan rituals were offerings to evil spirits. He emphasized the pervasive and insidious influence of demons, manifesting in both physical and spiritual ailments, and urged Christians to remain vigilant against temptations, relying on Christ's power. Tertullian, an early Christian apologist, extensively addressed demons, defending Christian doctrine and critiquing Roman paganism. In works like Apology and On Idolatry, he argued that pagan gods were demons masquerading as deities, ensnaring humans through false worship. Tertullian believed pagan practices, including idolatry and festivals, were demonically inspired. He called Christians to reject idolatry and stay devoted to God. The Middle Ages, 5th to 15th century. During the Middle Ages, the belief in demons remained strong, and they were often seen as agents of Satan, working to corrupt human souls. The church's teachings on demons were formalized, and exorcisms became a regular practice. This period also saw the rise of the witch hunts, where individuals, especially women, were accused of consorting with demons and practicing witchcraft. The witch hunts began in the late 15th century and intensified in the 16th and 17th centuries, fueled by social, political, and religious turmoil. Women, particularly those who were elderly, widowed, or otherwise marginalized, were often targeted. They were accused of making pacts with the devil, attending Sabbaths, and using magic to harm others. The infamous Malleus Maleficarum, published in 1487 by Heinrich Kramer, provided a detailed guide on identifying, interrogating, and prosecuting witches. This text reinforced the belief that witches were in league with demons, perpetuating fear and hysteria. Trials were often based on dubious evidence, such as spectral evidence, and confessions were frequently obtained through torture. The accused faced severe punishments, including execution by burning, hanging, or drowning. Witch hunts were not confined to Europe. They also occurred in the American colonies, most notably the Salem witch trials in 1692. These hunts led to the deaths of many innocent people and left a lasting legacy of fear and superstition. The witch hunts reflect the deep-seated anxieties of the time, where unexplained events were often attributed to supernatural malevolence. Demons were believed to have a tangible presence in daily life, influencing everything from personal misfortunes to large-scale events like plagues and wars. Renaissance, 15th to 17th century. The Renaissance period marked a shift in views toward demons, as humanism and scientific inquiry began to challenge medieval superstitions. While belief in demons persisted, it began to coexist with a growing interest in natural explanations for phenomena previously attributed to demonic activity. Intellectuals like Paracelsus and John Dee studied demonology as part of their broader interest in the occult and alchemy, blending supernatural beliefs with emerging scientific ideas. The Enlightenment period, 17th to 19th century. As science and reason became the primary means of understanding the world, many began to dismiss demons as relics of superstition. Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire and Thomas Paine criticized the church's teachings on demons, viewing them as tools for controlling the populace. However, belief in demons did not disappear entirely, persisting in folklore and among more traditional Bible-believing communities. The 19th century to early 20th century. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, the rise of psychology and psychiatry provided new frameworks for understanding phenomena once attributed to demonic possession. Figures like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung explored the human mind, offering explanations for behaviors and experiences that were previously seen as supernatural. Despite this, interest in the occult and spiritualism surged during this period, with movements like theosophy and the rise of mediums and seances, indicating a continued fascination with the supernatural. The mid to late 20th century. The mid to late 20th century saw a resurgence of interest in demons, largely driven by popular culture. Movies like The Exorcist, released in 1973, and The Omen, released in 1976, brought demonic possession back into the public consciousness, often blending traditional religious imagery with modern horror. The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin and based on the novel by William Peter Blatty, had a particularly profound impact on audiences. The film's depiction of a young girl possessed by a demon and the subsequent exorcism was so intense and realistic that it provoked strong reactions from viewers. Reports of people fainting, vomiting, and experiencing extreme fear during screenings were widespread.
It didn't scare me, I don't know what happened. I just fainted. It was frightening.
My experience with this movie has been incredible, especially with people fainting. And people get quite unusual reactions, and we have a lot of people throwing up and a lot of people shuddering. But the thing that really surprises me is people faint. I mean, I've never in my life known a movie where people would faint. I mean, it's hard to make people faint.
Paramedics were called to theaters to assist those who were overwhelmed by the horror on screen. Psychological effects such as nightmares and anxiety were commonly reported by those who watched the movie. The Catholic Church also noted an increase in inquiries about exorcisms following the film's release. The film's impact extended beyond immediate reactions. It sparked debates about the nature of evil, the power of faith, and the reality of demonic possession. The Exorcist became a landmark in horror cinema, not only for its groundbreaking special effects and storytelling, but also for its ability to tap into deep-seated fears about the supernatural. Its legacy persists, influencing countless other films and continuing to evoke strong responses from new generations of viewers.
Well, as soon as they faint, I get out the smelling salts, and we have two kinds. We have a little bottle with smelling salts, and I uncap it, and I hold it under their nose, and they come to, or else we have the little pellets, and I break them, and then they come to. And most of them, once they fainted, they don't go back into the picture.
At the same time, evangelical Christian movements emphasize spiritual warfare, teaching that demons were real and actively involved in the world. Books on exorcism and spiritual deliverance, such as those by Malachi Martin and Derek Prince, gained popularity. Chapter 4, Demons, in 2024. In the year 2024, the prevailing view toward demons has shifted significantly, reflecting broader societal trends towards secularism and materialism. It is disheartening to observe that the vast majority of people no longer believe in the existence of demons or the spirit world. This disbelief is rooted in several factors. Over the past few decades, secularization has gained momentum, particularly in Western societies. Demons, once recognized as real beings, are now often seen as mythological constructs or psychological projections. In our day and age, many people no longer believe in the existence of demons. We live in a generation where demons are seen as mere fictional characters, no more real than vampires, Bigfoot, or the Loch Ness Monster. This is the mindset of our times, a generation that even sings songs about demons. While researching this topic, I came across a song by a celebrity singer titled Demons. Out of curiosity, I clicked on the video and was shocked by what I saw. The singer was dressed like a demon, walking up walls and behaving in a demonic manner. I was astounded and thought to myself, do they know they are glamorizing something so dangerous? Do they understand what they are flirting with? Do they have any idea of what they are dealing with? This perception is a reflection of our current world, where demons are considered no more real than characters in fiction novels. Yet the Gospels repeatedly show that wherever Jesus Christ went, there were confrontations with demons. The idea that demons have ceased to exist is a misconception with no scriptural basis. The truth is, in the world we live in, there are spiritual beings. In the world we live in, there are real, unclean, evil spirits. In the world we live in, there are real people who are genuinely and truly demon-possessed. There is a quote that says, "The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he does not exist." This one trick has allowed him to operate as the god of this world, working behind the scenes with most people entirely unaware of his influence. Can you not see it? Look at the state of the world. Common sense seems to have disappeared, and people now call good evil and evil good. Realities of right and wrong have become distorted. Demons are real, and their influence is more pervasive than ever. Yet society tries to bury this truth. Even today, there are events that transpire which we cannot simply explain away. By dismissing the existence of the devil and demons, we leave ourselves vulnerable to their influence, unable to recognize or combat the spiritual battles being waged around us. This denial only strengthens their hold on the world.